David Beckham, 48, has been praised by many for queuing for over 12 hours to see the Queen lying in state at Westminster. Twitter users have rushed to the microblogging site to hit out at Phillip Schofield, 60, and Holly Willoughby, 41, who jumped the queue to film a This Morning segment. Holly and Phil cut somber figures as they filmed a segment for Tuesday's episode of This Morning at London's Westminster Hall. The TV duo joined a separate queue for press and were taken to the press gallery, leaving Twitter users outraged as they skipped the long line. Journalist Joe Michelzook fumed, David Beckham in the queue for over 10 hours paying his respects to the Queen while Holly and Phil saunter in, skipping the line is a terrible look. Why do people like this think they're special? Unless you're royalty or a foreign president you join the queue. End of. Amanda Holden emotional as she joins grieving Brits barred from seeing Queen's coffin. Amanda Holden explained that the feeling was somber and emotional as she reported from Westminster this morning, where crowds have been queuing to visit the Queen's coffin. Dan Wootton wrote, in view of his 450,000 followers, the queue jumping of the Elizabeth line by the elite is a disgrace. Why does every MP, and their formates, not to mention Holly and Phil, think they're better than the rest of us? Unlike Susanna Reid, who lined up for 7 hours with her mum. I'd love to see one MP do the same, he added. Other social media users fumed at the TV duo online for their shameful queue jumping. Ian Bird said, absolutely zero shocks that Phil Schofield and Holly Willoughby jumped the queue. Beckham has many flaws but respect him for queuing for 12 hours when he could have easily wangled his way in. Sick, indeed. It's Mark added, if both Phil and Holly did jump the queue then this is shameful. They have no more right to jump the queue than you or I. It is disgraceful when other mortals are queuing in excess of 8 to 12 hours. They need to stop this. However, some took to Twitter to defend the TV duo as they were filming a TV segment for This Morning. Caitlin Moran wrote, to be fair to Holly and Phil for jumping the queue whilst David Beckham did the full 9 hours. Holly and Phil were there reporting, and doing their job. There is a difference. Leaves to try and blag in. Sick, Heartstonistum added, Holly and Phil to be fair have TV shows to present. Beckham. Retired. When David entered the hall he was unable to contain his emotions as he bowed to the Queen one last time. He arrived suited and booted in a black suit, and smart cap, taking off his hat as he entered Westminster Hall. By the time he reached the front of the queue, it had been reported that he had queued since 2 a.m., entering the hall on his 13th hour. A source told the Mail Online about Holly and Phil's queue jump, they did not get to pay their respects to the Queen in the same way as queuing members of the public, but they filmed in a section put aside for press. This morning's Friday show has been cancelled in favour of rolling ITV News coverage in the lead-up to the Queen's state funeral. The programme will be back on screens on Tuesday.